Hey, this is John, creator of the Playoff Computer web app, with a stupid early look at the MLB playoff race at the All-Star break. Thought I'd run the numbers and see if any morsels of interesting information appeared. Starting with the American League, here's a look at each team's chances to make the playoffs, and these odds are based on a 50-50 coin flip probability for either team to win a game. Obviously, if one projects current trends into the calculations, there will be quite different results. To show how stupid early it is to even look at this, both the Royals and A's could theoretically finish as the number one seed in the AL, and the current number one seed, the Rays, could finish at the bottom of the league. That might be the first bit of interesting information. The next note of interest is the obvious one. Right now, the Guardians lead the AL Central 45 wins and 45 losses. That makes for good odds that a team of a decent record is going to feel robbed when they miss the playoffs and someone from the AL Central waltzes in with a near 500 record. To illustrate, the Twins and the Angels have identical records, but the Twins' current playoff chances are much higher than the Angels. The last tidbit I noticed in the American League is this. There are two teams, the Royals and A's, that are really sucking up a lot of losses from everyone else, which makes it statistically more likely that to get an AL wildcard berth, a team will need a couple more wins than would be quote unquote normally required. Looking at the numbers, and keep in mind the current MLB playoff structure is relatively new, where last year 86 and 87 wins took the last wild card spots in both leagues. My interpretation of numbers in the AL reflects around 90 wins being necessary if the general trends continue. Of course, one or two teams in strategic positions going on either a long winning or losing streak could change the picture dramatically. Over in the National League, here's a look at each team's chances as they stand now. And as with the AL, the top team here, the Braves, could mathematically end up at the bottom of the league, and the Rockies could end up getting the number one seed still. Speaking of the Braves, as the best team in baseball right now and the only team with a sizable division lead, they're about the only team closing in on a realistic lock for a playoff spot. Now, keep in mind, their magic number to win the NL East is still 64, so they still have a while to go. It does look like if they were managed to play 500 ball the rest of the way, they would be guaranteed a playoff spot. Interestingly enough, for the National League, where there aren't two dreadful teams sucking up losses as in the AL, there are no teams right around the 500 mark, leaving a relatively pronounced gap between good and bad teams, which if that continues would mean 5 good teams end up fighting for the 3 wildcard spots, which very well could, like the AL wildcard race, push up the win total needed for a wildcard spot over what might otherwise be normal. Again, if a couple of teams in that group start flatlining, then the picture would dramatically alter. So that's my stupid early All-Star break look at the playoff race. Now back to waiting for fantasy football season to start. Enjoy your day.